Hello, hello, how are we doing? You well? What do you get if you cross a white northern woman with a brown Bangladeshi man? Me, you fucking get me, don't worry, don't be tense. It's fine, we're good, we're gonna be fine. If you cross a white northern working class woman with a brown Bangladeshi man, you get me. A Mexican, apparently. The fuck? Never even owned a sombrero, what the fuck? And I'm shit at maths, I'm not Chinese either. Never seen a camel, I'm not Turkish. I don't know any of the hacker, I'm not a Maori. What I actually am, I'm 10 foot brown. What that means is if you're 10 foot or closer, you go, yeah, bit brown. If you're any further back, you go, does he need a wash? Is he tanned? Is he selling falafels? And none of those things, I'm 10 foot brown. Or as we actually technically like to call it, mixed race. We don't like to call it half rice, half chips. Stop doing that, it's fucking annoying. So I'm half English and half Asian. And my mum and dad raised me to like have the qualities of both parts. So like I worked really hard at school, but I still failed all my exams. I got a girl pregnant when I was a teenager, but she was my cousin, so I married her. I'm kind of racist about fucking everybody. But what I am, I've worked out what I am. I'm racially ambiguous. Now what that means is people can't really place me, they don't know where I'm from. Being racially ambiguous also means that I've been racially abused in 5 different time zones and in 8 different languages. In Germany, I was told to fuck off back to Turkey. In Turkey, I was told to fuck off back to Spain. And in England, I've been told to fuck off back to Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and the forest moon of Endor. Ewoks. So I've got a couple of stories about what being racially ambiguous, it's kind of put me in some weird situations. I'm going to tell you 2 stories. One of them is called Racially Ambiguous in New York. Now, I was in New York last year. I say New York, I was actually staying in a place called Bushwick. Now Bushwick, to get to Bushwick, what you do is you go to New York where all the money is, all the big buildings are, the theaters and the lights, and you get on a train and you leave all that behind. And after about half an hour, you arrive in Bushwick. Now Bushwick is going through a process called gentrification. I don't know if you know about this. White people did it to India. They used guns and stuff. They're still doing it. They now use espresso machines. It's nice. It's much more gentle. It's lovely. But Bushwick is going through the process of gentrification. So it's got espresso machines and coffee shops and man buns and twats. Those 2 things go together. But it's still got brown people because they're not finished gentrifying it. And actually, they've got the most amazing fucking thing. The drug dealers, who are generally like my colour or black, they have street corners. And normally, when you have drug dealers on street corners, they mark it, like they tag it. But because they're selling to the nice white people that are moving into Bushwick, they genuinely leave office chairs on their corners. They leave office chairs on the corner. Little tip for you, if you ever go to Bushwick, don't sit in one of those chairs and spin around. The drug dealers don't like it. Don't do that. So one day, I'm coming back from New York, and I get to the subway. I come out of the subway, and I see a rat running across the street. Now, nothing particularly unusual in that, but this time, it was being chased by a cat. It was fucking amazing. It was like my very own David Attenborough documentary. So I stopped to watch. And this cat's going, yo, come back here, motherfucker, I'm gonna eat you, rat. And the rat's going, you ain't gonna fucking eat me, fuck you, motherfucker. And the rat's going, come back here, I'm hungry, bitch, come here. The rat's going, you ain't gonna catch me. And the rat gets to a street corner. And it runs up something. It clearly goes, oh, I got myself a little escape route here. I'm gonna run up this chair leg. I'm watching going, oh, no, rat, you gotta run, that's an office chair, that's a drug dealer's chair. And what the rat does, see, I didn't realize this was a New York rat. The rat gets into the seat, turns around, and fronts up to the cat. And the cat's very confused. The cat's going, yo, you supposed to run, little, I'm gonna eat you, rat. And the rat goes, bitch, you in New York now. I'm a New York rat. You clearly from out of town. You better fucking run. And the cat backs off and walks away. The rat climbs down and goes, yeah, that's what I thought you fucking say. Fucking amazing. Where was I? Oh yeah, racially ambiguous in New York. So, it turns out, as well as looking Turkish and Spanish and Mexican, I look Hispanic. Now this came as a surprise to me. I don't even know where Hispania is. And I discovered that I look Hispanic when I go into a deli one day. So I get a sandwich, I go up to the counter. Behind the counter is a Hispanic lady. She looks at me, she sees a fellow countryman, and she goes, guacamole, tortilla, sombrero. She probably didn't say that. It sounded like that to me. I only know a little bit of Mexican, but I learned it from Speedy Gonzales. I was expecting andale, andale, epa, epa, and she didn't respond to that either. So she looks at me, I'm a little bit confused, and she goes, Pablo Escobar, tortilla, salsa. And I'm just standing there a bit confused. Now, I've been standing there about 10 seconds. In New York, that's about 15 minutes. So the guy next in line goes, yo, what the fuck is the holdup up there? I'm very confused now. I'm going, this lady's talking to me about tortillas. You're shouting at me. He goes, what the fuck is the problem? And I go, I'm terribly sorry. I only speak English. And this guy goes, then why don't you fuck off back to England, you limey prick? It's the first time I've ever been racially abused for being English. He was brilliant. I loved it. Have you got an Alexa? Has anyone got an Alexa in here? Why the fuck did they call it an Alexa? Like, that's an actual name. Like, if you're called Alexa, you must be really fucking annoyed every time you're shouting for this machine. You're like, what? What do you want? Why didn't they call it something that no one would ever call their children? Like, I don't know, plop or gulp or India. Some people do call their children India, but let's face it, they're the kind of people that eat smashed avocado, live in London, and are called Katie Hopkins. Fuck them! Cunts! All of them! Fuck them! All right, I'm going to leave you with one last story. This story is called Racially Ambiguous in Benidorm. You see, I am half white working class, so you've got to go to Benidorm. Fuck me, Benidorm's a shithole, isn't it? Holy shit! Within 12 hours of landing in Benidorm, I was outside the Red Lion with my dick inside an inflatable donkey. And that was just the first night. That was a warm-up. The next morning, not feeling very well at all. I wake up like, I need to sort myself out. I need to go have a traditional English breakfast. So I go downstairs, I finish both pints. I still feel like shit. Like, I need to go to bed and sleep this off. So I weave my drunken way back through the hotel lobby. I get to the lift. And I call the lift, and I'm gently swaying, just about keeping it down. Unlike you over there, just about keeping it down. It's lovely to have you. It's a lovely room. Thank you for having me. Just about keeping my breakfast down, and someone comes and joins me. Now, I am not a racist, but this guy was the exact shade of perfectly cooked gammon. And he's standing next to me in his Union Jack flip-flops. And the lift arrives. And it's a tiny lift. The door's open. I'm like, it's fucking... Hopefully Gammon's not going to get in with me. So I get in, and Gammon slides in behind me. I press the button for my floor. Floor 10. No? Yes. I'm on floor 11. He was on floor 10. That's how this joke works. Thanks for reminding me. I press the button for my floor. Floor 11. He presses a button for his floor. Floor 10. And the lift takes off. And 5 seconds into our little journey together, my new friend Gammon turns to me and he goes, lift very small. Lift no go fast. This fucker thinks I'm Spanish. I have two choices. I could say to him, mate, you don't need to fucking talk to me like that. I'm English. Or I can do what I did. See? 5 seconds later, he goes, he is warm, ain't it? Oh, it's too warm for me. Mind, you'll be used to it. See? 5 seconds later, he goes, oh, just had a lovely bit of bacon for my breakfast. Lovely bit of bacon. Mind, you wouldn't know about that, would you? You lot don't eat bacon. Oh, no, wait. It's them fucking Muslims that don't eat bacon. See? We get to the 10th floor. The door's open. He gets out. He turns to me and he goes, well, my little Spanish friend, it's been lovely talking to you. And I go, actually, before you go, mate, he's very confused. Why is this Yorkshire accent coming out of this little Spanish man? And I say to him, mate, why the fuck would you assume that I'm Spanish? And if you are going to assume that I'm Spanish, why not speak fucking Spanish to me? We're in Spain. I know it's Benidorm. It looks like fucking Keithley on a bad night, but you are in Spain. Try that next time, you fat fucking prick. And the doors close on his confused, gammony face. And I fall over. And I shit myself. And I throw up everywhere. And I felt like a fucking hero. Until I got to the 11th floor. And the doors open. And there's a Spanish cleaner looking down at me in a pool of my piss, shit, and vomit. And she goes, "You fucking disgusting English pricks." And I go, "Okay." This is such a lovely room. You've been great. Thank you so much. I'm Nick Ahad. Good night.